mi gente, and welcome to Chateau Bow Wow. We are here today with an awesome guest. He's actually my producer, and I wanted to finish the mid-season break with my producer, Manny Cabo. He's been flying in and out. Great talent, super dedicated to this work and making my voice sound great, even though I don't have a traditionally, smooth voice. But I wanted to close out with Manny Cabo, and here he is. Hey, Manny, how you doing?
What's up, man? Good to be here.
Yeah, he's my behind-the-scenes guy, and he's always messing around with the computers and the sound.
Yeah. Hurry up. We got a Knicks game to watch.
We are doing this in between the second quarter and third quarter, halftime for the Knicks. So squeezing this one out. We're really behind schedule with a lot of things. Like I said, you got sick and I got sick. And,
Yeah.
So we are just crashing out and banging out these last episodes in the last couple of days. So I thank you for flying in.
Oh, man, my pleasure. Thanks for having me. It's always fun.
Yeah, it's been non-stop work. I got tongue-tied.
Not on board.
I think I'm doing too many episodes. I need a break.
Yeah.
I need a break.
I should know. Believe me, I'm the one editing this stuff.
Yeah, I know. And I'm sitting on the patio like.
By the way, you are a trophy poppy, bro.
You see this thing? I wore this
great.
for you. I wore this for you because, in my other, when I do the episodes, I usually try to support other different causes and different things.
Of course you do.
But this was a trophy poppy.
You're like everybody's cheerleader. I love that. That's a good thing about you, though.
Yeah, because you know what it is? I want everyone to succeed. I don't have to like you personally to want to see you eat. You know what I mean?
Look what I'm wearing. I'm wearing your film.
Yeah, it's actually your film too.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Manny was also in the film Flux. It's streaming right now on Amazon, and pretty soon it's going to be on Tubi and Google Play and other streaming platforms. But I met Manny through my other friend Guy, who is another actor, very, very talented actor and singer. And he said, there's a guy I know. He's a great actor. He's a great singer. And I seen his reels. He sent me the reels of one of your shorts that you did. And I was like,
the birthday.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, that guy's pretty good. Send me the reel. I checked it out. And I said, we had you read for the first reading for Flux. And you kind of killed it.
That was fun.
But I met Manny through I met you before that, actually, because you tour with a musical group called the Wizards of Winter.
With Guy
as well.
That's right.
And I met you before that, but we weren't, BFFs like we are now.
No, definitely not.
That's what happened.
We're not even BFFs right now, but we're pretending to be. But it works.
It works. It works for now, until I can get somebody, that's a little more talented.
What did you say today to Geraldo? Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of Manny. I just can't.
No, to Alejandro.
Alejandro, yeah.
I'm Geraldo, dude. I don't know if you know.
I'm delirious, man.
It has been a lot of work. It has been.
It has been. We've been nonstop.
We have been nonstop. But Manny Cabo, again, has dedicated his life to making my podcast a success. And I cannot express my appreciation.
You're welcome.
So we're going to go off on the mid-season break now, and I'm going to be off for the next 2 months. And I'm excited about that.
What's that, 10, right? I'm finishing off with 10 for the first season.
This is 10.
That's 10.
Yeah, this is the.
It's exciting.
Do you want to go mid-season or do you want to go season with 10?
I don't know. Listen, it's your show. We
Yeah.
can go 10, we can go 13, we can do whatever.
Let's see what's in the budget.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm leaving to, I go on vacation now, and we have a vacation home in the Poconos. So now I can use summer as a verb. I summer in the Poconos.
Of course.
Me and baby and Patrick Swayze, we go out to the mountains and we dance, But I'll be off the entire summer, and I'm super excited about that. I hope you're able to come by with the family.
I am. I'm definitely coming. I'm not going to miss that. Last year was amazing.
It was great, right?
Yeah.
You came up twice last year,
It's
didn't you?
peaceful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did the shoot, the
Rum Dog short.
the Rum Dog piece. Yeah. And then the second time was the Little Leisure.
Yeah.
Both great times.
Yeah. What do you have going on after this? After we wrap this this half season of Chateau Bow Wow, you said you have to go to Nashville.
Yeah.
So what happens there?
I'm in Nashville. Well, for those of you who don't know, Chateau Bow Wow just hit number 66. Number 66, man. That's incredible. Yeah, absolutely. And arts and entertainment. So I'm producing another podcast called Next Run Radio, and that hit number 54. So, and like Jerry, I think that we are cut from the same cloth. I love to see people win. So when Jerry first approached me about, I want to do a podcast, I'm like, well, listen. And like I tell everybody, Anybody can have a podcast, but to have a good podcast takes a lot of work. There's got to be some overhead. Obviously, you've got to dish some cash out to have the equipment, to have the lighting, to have the visuals, of course. But if you have the content and if you have the proper host, hence juxtaposed next to me here, then you can have a pretty good show. And we've been pretty successful with the guests that we've had highlighting Latino talent. Same thing with Next Run Radio. We're highlighting people from all walks of life. But at the end of the day, it's the message of the show. And your message is to showcase amazing Latin talent. And not just Latin talent like we discussed today. We're going to try to get some great stories to share with you of people in the industry, hardships, successes. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, because I learned more from my hardships than anything else.
Yeah, I started with Tiffany Phillips, who's not Latino,
Yeah.
but she is one of my friends for about probably, I'm not going to age her because she gets upset, but
Yeah, you've known her for a long
a
time.
couple of decades.
Who was also in Flux.
She was also in Flux as
Yeah.
well. I have a talented gaggle of friends.
You do.
And I'm happy that I'm able to put some stuff together that way I can help showcase their wares. But Tiffany, I started off with Chateau Bow Wow with Tiffany Phillips, and again, super talented actress, and she came here, flew her in, and we had a blast. But I think that overall, we are gonna stay on our focus of showcasing Latino talent,
Yeah.
Latina talent. But it's not gonna be the only thing we do. I do want to get into also entertainment lawyers.
Yeah.
People. I was you know what? I want Hugo on here too. Hugo's
Oh,
awesome.
he'd be great.
He'd
He
be
would be
great.
great.
And it just didn't work out because we just got so behind. But I'm gonna have him for August for sure.
Yeah.
I think we might do the Puerto Rican Day Parade together. So
Really?
if he's gonna be in town, actually invited me last year, and I just wasn't able to swing it because I was out in the Poconos.
Yeah.
But maybe if we do it this year, jump on a float, it'd be kind of fun.
That would be good.
I haven't
I'm
done-
doing the whole, I'm producing the Latin festival in Sayreville. I've got a couple of friends of mine from The Voice, La Voz, coming out to perform. Festivals are always great, and they're great for these types of engagements and heartfelt dialogue, especially if you're doing live podcasts. So that's something to look forward to. Something to think about.
No, it's definitely cool. So you're going off to Nashville.
Yeah.
What's that going to be like?
Nashville is always a lot of fun. Like here, I don't really have time for leisure because there's so much work. And for those of you out there who do a lot of post-production, whether it's video, photography, music, I'm doing the audio, I'm doing the video, the copywriting. There's a lot of moving pieces in order to make this guy look great. So he just shows up.
And thin.
Yeah, exactly. And thin. That's a lot of work, though. That's the hardest work of all.
AI.
But yeah, it's always a lot of fun. We get to showcase, like we do here, versatile guests, eclectic backgrounds. But at the end of the day, sharing very powerful stories, cancer survivors, CEOs, best-selling authors, almost like that I have on my pod myself. For those of you who don't know, I'm a host of the VIP pod, the VIP voice. I've been working on so many podcasts. I don't even know the name of my own goddamn show.
Yeah, I've never seen your podcast, but I heard it's good.
Yeah, it's okay. The host is pretty cool. I know him personally, so I could probably get you hooked up with him. But yeah, man, it's a lot of fun, and I'll be working on my album this year. We've got our winter tour with Guy and the Wizards, of course, that comes up. It creeps up on you real quickly, and then hopefully working on another film. Hint. But yeah, really excited about the last project that we finished, Lords Valley. So we're really good, looking forward to that.
Well, I've cast you in 2 films now.
Yeah.
And 2 features too.
Yeah.
And in both those films, I had you at plus 100 lines of dialogue.
Yeah, yeah.
So I trust you with my work, right? I mean, it's obvious.
To say the least, yeah.
How do you feel about preparing now that, again, I know that you have a long background in music, and we'll go into that in a minute, but how do you feel about this? I wouldn't say it's new, but now it's a different venture of yours to get into with acting.
Yeah.
And now that you've done 2 feature films and you got that in your belt, and again, none of them were light work, right?
No, definitely challenging.
How do you feel about that prep to get into it?
That's a great question. And like I tell everybody, it's not a very difficult transition, because I feel as an entertainer jumping into the spotlight role of an actor, it's common similarities, and for me, I've always loved acting. Acting, for those of you who don't know, is my biggest biggest guilty pleasure. I would leave and drop everything just to be a full-time actor. So the passion behind that also drives me. But I think that for me, I'm not the best actor, not the best photographer, singer, nothing. I've always relied on preparation. And I think the topic of the day was preparation because it eliminates a lot of fear. Preparation beats talent, every day of the week. And I have to rely on that specifically. But what I do realize is in that preparation mode, you really, really get accustomed to who you really are. You get to know yourself. And when you're on set, because you know the material so well, you can make the persona your own. And I've been a firm believer, and my coaches throughout the years, vocal coaches, the whole 9 yards, they've all conceded to the same ideology. When you know your material inside out, you don't have to worry about the performance part, right? Quite the contrary. Now I can just let go and immerse myself in the character because I don't have to worry about, oh, did I get the wrong line? Am I missing the different verse? Did I get it right? So I think it's imperative that artists from all walks of life really focus on their craft and cultivate their preparation skills because talent is developed over the years. And you only get to develop by doing the work. And the preparation for me has been my saving grace, in all honesty.
That's great. That's great. I know that whenever now again, this is our second feature film that
Yeah.
we've done together, and we've always got for some reason we always get paired up in housing somehow. And I don't know, it's
That's
because
your doing.
yeah. Well, again, and I don't know if it's because nobody else wants you,
That could be it.
or because I'm very tolerant, but you drive me insane.
Wait.
Wait, let me finish.
All
Let me
right.
finish.
Okay. This is great. This is
Manny
great.
drives me fucking insane because, like, again, true to his word, he's prepping at 5 in the morning.
Mm.
Now, if anybody that knows me personally, I don't sleep very well at night. So my coasting time for sleep is like 4 to like 11, right? Obviously, we're on set. We have to be, out there on
You are
time and
a
early.
nocturnal creature, I
I
bet.
am.
Yeah.
So this, so he's always like, in the house with me, and I hear and just noise and chip trapping above my head and walking.
Billy Goat Grumpy called me on the last trip.
I was
It was great.
irate. I was because I'm trying to sleep and I hear you, and all I hear is like 5 in the morning. It's dead dark. I'm just getting into that coast sleep, and I'm like, oh yeah.
Pre-REM state.
And I hear, damn it, Perkins, man up. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then I hear you grounding because he gets up in the morning, he grounds barefoot on the ground, and and outside. So I hear him on the ground outside. He makes me insane. He really, really does. But yeah, I cannot question your dedication and how hard you prepare for the roles. So I do appreciate it.
Thanks.
No, it's really impressive. And it makes you miserable and I want to kill you. But I can't, how do you doubt that? How do you say, wow, this guy's not preparing?
Hey, listen, man, I cook breakfast. I'm a neat freak. I think I'm an amazing roommate, There's that.
Well, go with the bad.
Opinions vary.
Go with the bad.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
No, but you can't question your dedication and your preparedness for these roles, and I really appreciate that because this is my work, right? These are my words, and when I write, I usually have somebody in mind for it, and I know that I trust you with it. Like it's like I'm giving you my baby, right?
Yeah.
And I know that Manny's going to deliver.
Well, it's my way to reciprocate. It's my I'm paying homage to the craft. It's my way of respecting your work, and I think that it speaks for itself. And I think every artist should take that approach with their jobs that they're trying to uphold. Absolutely.
Heard. What do you prefer more, prepping for music or prepping for acting?
Wow. I think I would certainly lean more toward the acting, but all in all, they're two sides of the same coin. I think preparation is on an equal playing field, regardless of what I'm taking on. But I think more because I love acting. I would certainly lean more toward because I have more fun doing it. No, I love living in a world where I could be me, right? But still uphold a totally different person, different character.
Right.
It's like my escape, it's my pretend world. And that in itself is pretty fascinating when you think about it, because I've played some pretty challenging. I've played the cameraman, which ironically, I am a cameraman in real life, so I can relate to it. But it was challenging because, well, you wrote the thing. There's highs and lows, and there were certain parts of the film where I had to visit the dark night of the soul, thinking about bad memories, bad moments in my life that I don't really want to relive. But for the part to deliver a convincing performance, I had to do that. And that's what it takes. Again, that's honoring your written work because it's your baby, but it's also my baby because I have to deliver convincing lines. And it's not for everybody. I will tell you that, but acting at the end of the day is something that I truly relish on all levels. And the more of the challenge, the more that I can excel because I do love a good challenge, especially on a good role.
It's great. That's great. And again, it's appreciated. I've joined you guys on tour. I
Mm.
said you guys. I've joined you
You guys,
guys.
it's a
I've
Latin show.
yeah. I've joined you guys on tour before. I stopped in the villages. I saw you in the Busch Gardens. I think I saw you in Jersey. I think I don't know someplace. I saw you
You
guys.
did. Didn't you
Some
see
other
us in
place.
Carteret? One of those.
One of those places. I
Yeah.
don't know. And I have to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I've gone to the tour bus. I'm like, hey, saying hi to the guys, and I bring my family and stuff.
Sure.
The tour bus, that thing looks miserable. Is it miserable on tour?
You know what? Miserable has many faces. It's not miserable because let's face it, I'm beyond grateful that we get to tour because 96, I would dare say 96, 97% of the musicians in the world never get a chance to tour. So that
Right.
in itself is a huge accomplishment.
And a privilege, right?
It truly is. When you could say, "Wow, I've been on tour, since my late 30s, and I've been with the Wizards for the past wow, it's been 6 years already." And to be able to perform day in and day out, sold out shows and put smiles on people's faces during a difficult time of the year, because let's face it, the winter seasons and the holidays, you don't know who's lost a familiar face, a
Mhm.
parent, a grandparent, doesn't matter. So sometimes the winter seasons can be very difficult, and we get an opportunity to put smiles on people's faces, and that's always very, very gratifying. The hard work comes from the driving, the weather, trying to stay healthy, because you're shaking, you're doing VIP sit downs and everything, shaking hands with people. So you're
Right.
trying to refrain from getting sick. There's a lot of stress, and I think Guy could certainly agree to this that it's more of a challenge trying to stay healthy than anything else. And once this goes, it's not like I can pick up a pair of sticks or a guitar pick or new guitar
Right.
stings. This goes, that's it. There's my night. And the pressure and the stress of thinking, well, because I missed one show 2 years ago, and sure, I get it. You're feeling bad, but then you feel more remorse for everybody on the staff because now you're putting more pressure on them. They got to fill in your gaps. So there's a lot that goes on. But ultimately, it's an arduous run, the whole month of 25, 26 shows sometimes. Sometimes you don't sleep, sometimes the food isn't that great. You're trying to work out, but since you're so tired from the night before not being able to sleep, it catches up to you. So yeah, it's pretty demanding with the schedule and routines.
Well, I'm gonna fill in some of the blanks. What speaking of Guy Lemonnier is a personal friend of mine. I actually met
Mm,
him when he did the audiobook
great
for
talent.
yeah, great talent. Unbelievable, voice, great again, great dude, and,
Yeah.
I as well, I cast him in my projects as well because he's super talented, and so that's Guy Lemonnier. Again, he actually did my audiobook for Rum Dog, and that's still in edit. It's still being edited, so he's gonna sue me any minute. So but I hope I keep casting him in
No
movies.
excuse, man. We're talking about resilience. How
Yeah,
can you
no,
even
no.
mention that?
Bro, we've been busy, haven't we?
Yeah, we
Jesus.
have. We have.
So I think if I keep casting him in movies, he won't take me to into litigation.
No, you won't.
Um, but so that's how I met Manny, was through Guy Lemonnier, who's again he's a former TSO member and singer and actor and very talented. Um, when I first saw your clip, he was like, "Oh, this is him," and what I don't know if you know I'm going into was the
Let's go
voice.
to the videotape.
Yeah, yeah, the voice,
Yeah.
which was an awesome clip. It was an awesome clip. How was that experience? You want to tell me about it?
Yeah, it was. It was at a moment that changed my life. Obviously, it opened up so many doors, put me in so many rooms that had I not been on the show, I probably never would have been fortunate enough to be a part of. And then I did it again in Spanish with La Voz. So I guess I'm a masochist for TV shows, but I didn't do it for the performance. And most people, when I say that, like, what are you talking about? I did it because there were so many variables against me. Growing up, there's a lot of jealousy I dealt with, bullying, verbal bullying. You'll never do this, you never amount to that. People always thought that I'd never get past, high school. Um, so there was a chip on my shoulder because of all that stuff. And it's kind of unfortunate because I went into these events not really enjoying the process, and thinking it more like, well, I have to do this. I have to show the world, blah, 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 blah. And there's a certain validity that became gratifying because I got onto the show. But once I got on, I took a different role. Like, you know what? I did it already. The pressure's off, right?
Yeah.
First of all, you get selected when you're competing against 70,000 other contestants. Right. Like I told everyone else, you already won. There's only 100 people left. You're a winner. You can go home right now. I'm satisfied. But what I realized that the voice gave me was ultimate purpose. I realized it was never about singing because I found myself in the hotel room talking to 40, 50 contestants, 17, 18, various ages, parents, explaining to them how to live differently, how to live in the moment, how to ground. Okay, see?
Right.
How to ground. And the show definitely gave me a different perspective that there was more to this than what meets the eye. It's never about singing. It's about using my voice, whether it's acting, whether it's speaking, whether it's singing, to empower others. So for that alone, I'm extremely grateful for what the show afforded me.
And to add to it, it's also kind of cool to turn those 4 chairs.
It is.
And see those faces, right? And
it's timeless.
Who were the 4 faces again?
Yeah, you had Pharrell, you had Gwen Stefani, you had Blake Shelton, and then you had Adam Levine. The funny thing is, I didn't even know they had turned because if you notice, there's so many flashing lights going on at the end. So they're in my face and you can't really see the audience.
Really?
You know what the scariest part of the show is? When I explain to people that have been on the show, they're like, oh my God, you're right. Let me explain something to you. You want to talk about nerve-wracking. So you get to the doors. Before the dual doors open up, you walk up, you could hear a pin drop. You look to the right, there's 3 tiers of executives, just like this with their laptops, right? You look to the left, same thing, 3 tiers of executives, everyone on top, and they're all like this. They're all looking at you, right? And then the only thing you're worried about, because you climb up to the stage, there's 3 dark steps. I was more worried about tripping and falling on my face,
right,
and just owning it than the actual performance. Because going back and alluding to what we just discussed, preparation, I was ready to rock and roll. I did all the work. If I don't know it by this time, then I'm not going to know it. So fortunately for me, I did know it, but that was the most difficult moment I had is I'm like, oh my God, I can't see where I'm going. So when I tell people that, people that are on the show can relate to it, but it is pretty funny because once you're on there, it's like you feel this wave of adrenaline and dopamine just hits you. And then the music starts and you're in it, man. And fortunately for me, the 4 chairs, changed my life.
Yeah, that was super cool. And again, I know your wife and daughter now, so to see your daughter when she was a little kid,
it's crazy, right?
And you see her now; she's an adult. Obviously, you guys come to the house, and I see that shot. I'm like, oh man, that's so cool. I guess it's such an emotional moment.
It's nostalgic, man. Yeah. It really is.
But it's very it's a powerful moment because like I watch videos of like a military guy coming home surprising his kids.
Right.
I get like, oh shit.
I get all shaken up too, man.
I get shaken up,
yeah.
But then when I watch that, it's a different kind of feeling, right? You see like how it's emotional as well, but seeing how like the Adam was the first one to spin, am I right?
Yeah.
And then I saw your wife and daughter just completely like lose their shit and start crying. Yeah.
You have to see the production team; they were incredible because they're so supportive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So congrats on that.
Thanks.
And that's definitely a great thing. And remember, that's forever.
That's forever.
That's forever.
And I had more fun on the Spanish version because Telemundo does NBC's The Voice in Spanish called La Voz. And the voice was great, but the voice, the American version, seemed more like a business. I was number 18.
Right.
That was the thing. But when I was on La Voz, it was like I'm hanging out with my cousins, aunts, they hug you, they kiss you on the cheek. It was like my grandma was cooking and stuff. So it was more family oriented, but they were both great in their own right,
Yeah.
Very cool.
You seem to shine when it comes to rock, right? And really, when you think about like your performance in that show, and then also the Wizards of Winter, that's arena rock. It's Christmas music, and again, Wizards of Winter they have an amazing show. It's almost theatrical, right?
It's prog rock. It's very theatrical. Yeah,
it's beautiful, and they do a Christmas show. It usually goes from November into January, and they're super talented. And again, they put on a great show. And Manny and Guy and another cast member from Flux, Tony Gaynor.
Tony Gaynor, yep, the
You know,
narrator.
really, really, yeah, he's the narrator of the show. Really great music, and
they were all part of TSO, big acts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the music is clean, the music is crisp, and it's so, I mean, this is very performative, and it's in lights and shit. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And also, you know, when you guys shot the movie, they really did a good job of, well, you know, again, I would say a good job. They didn't have to do it. They did an amazing job of promoting our film.
Yeah.
They would, you know.
Well, that's the Kellys, you know, they're just good people. They're like part of our little clan. They love to see people win, and they support other artists and other projects that they're working on. So they've always been that way. So it doesn't surprise me.
I appreciated that so much.
I know
saw
you
a lot
did.
of footage, and there was like, hey, you got the actors from the feature film Flux, and people are clapping, you know.
And Manny, and he would look back when he's introducing the band, and Manny and Guy, two guys are in this movie. You guys will go check it out. So yeah, they've always been very supportive.
That was so cool to them. And I thanked them 1,000 times, but I'll never stop thanking them for that, because that was amazing.
They don't have to do that.
Yeah, they don't. I mean? They just didn't have to do it. And there they go. They're spreading the word of my film to a couple thousand people every day. You know, it's like, thank you, man. Thank you. You know what I mean? Because, you know, it's something they didn't have to do, and I really appreciate them for that. I really appreciate them for everything. And when it comes to my next thing, I know that I've told you a little bit about it. And again, anybody who knows me knows that I write films. I am now delving into a different thing, because I'm very lucky to have a talented group of actors and a talented group of singers. And again, it's yourself, it's Guy, it's Chachi, it's Tiffany, you know, and I have one of the dude that's an awesome actor and singer that. Again, I mentioned to him, and you know, in passing, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, let me know I'm down." But I don't have him locked yet.
Sure.
But it's going to be a musical as well. It's going to be it's a feature also, but it's also going to be.
I'm extremely excited. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm already
But what we're trying to do is trying to get the album locked up. So once I finish exactly what we're going to do, which is going to be in the next few weeks, you guys are going to have to go to Nashville.
Yeah, there's a lot of musicality behind it.
Yeah, and it's a whole different thing, because now it's composers, and it's it's bands.
Yeah,
and it's just a whole different arrangement, right?
Well, I got my work cut out, Mimi, but I got the musicians already. But getting them to lock in, remember, summertime, a lot of these musicians go on tour.
Right.
A lot of musicians that I know. But like I always say, when you're doing something that's going to uplift the world and put out a great story, things always work out.
Yeah. Yeah, it has so far, right? We've been very lucky,
very fortunate.
We really have.
Even the hardships we've learned so much from. I think they had to be part of the process.
Yeah. Again, and I every day I thank God that things have worked out, and I'm able to. Again, I've been able to accrue this talented group of people, not only singers and actors, but friends.
Yeah.
And when I write things, I can afford to say, okay, I'm going to put him in this role this time. I'm going to put her in this role this time.
Yeah.
And the next time I'm going to do something different. And all you guys always show up, you know.
Well, it's hard for you because now you don't have an excuse, because we could always deliver, you know?
Yeah.
And that's not to boast. It's just, even if you take me out of the picture, you have so much talent that you can play with and move around. You have so many moving pieces that for whatever part you write, you have a face for it.
Yeah, it's incredibly fortunate for me because it makes my life easier.
Yeah.
So when I write, I almost cast in my head. So usually, you know what I mean? Like I usually cast in my head. Oh, I hit the thing again. That's my favorite thing. Hit this damn thing.
It's more editing, but thanks.
Sorry. It's very easy for me because now I wrote 5 or 6 roles and I already got them cast in my head. So we go in and then usually we pick up 2 or 3 new people.
Yeah.
And kind of things just happened with our last film with Lords Valley, because we ended up picking up a new face.
Yeah.
And that's Manny Cabo.
Yeah.
He
was great.
Yeah, he was great. Great young man. I met his mom first and she was fantastic. She sent me the reel and I was like, all right, this kid's.
I especially love it when young talent just shut up and listen to guidance. You know, they become sponges, man. And that's already a great sign of an amazing artist in development.
Yeah, and not only was he talented, he was respectful.
Yeah. Funny.
He was funny as hell. I didn't expect him to be 6'2",
He was
but
very mature for his age, you know?
he
Yeah,
was.
he was
I was
tall.
like, "What your big ass doing there?" I expect you messing up my scene. I didn't have you being so damn tall, but was such a nice young man. But I digress. I'm just super fortunate to have such a talented group of people that I
Yeah,
can rely on
definitely.
to deliver the work that I create.
Mm.
And this is gonna be my first time doing this kind of film because again, I can write films
You go
you know
dark, man,
I do it, but
and I love it.
yeah, yeah, I do go dark. In this film, again, I'm not going to give too much away because there's a lot of stuff that's rolling right now, and there's going to be a lot of things with soundtracks and sending people away and then having to fly people in.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of hectic, but it's my first time doing that kind of movie, and nobody dies. Nobody dies.
I was edging you on. I'm like, well,
Mhm.
wait a second. What if we off this guy because of the, you're like, no, I'd love to, but we can't.
Yeah, it's actually a Christmas film. I'll
Yeah.
give you that. It's a Christmas film, and it's something totally different that I've ever done, and nobody's gonna die, and I'm gonna stick to that. I'm gonna stick to that. I'm gonna stay on the positive.
That's what he says.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, it's what I'm gonna do, and hopefully, if things shake out the way they're supposed to,
Yeah.
you guys be putting down that soundtrack very soon for the
Yeah.
for the original.
And guys send me the songs and they're fantastic.
They're amazing.
So,
No,
yeah.
they just are. And most of all, we don't owe anybody any money.
No,
So that
no,
makes our
no
life
royalty fees. No.
no, which is fantastic. So that's I think the next big project that I have going. Also, we have something that I wrote. It was something that we developed during COVID, and this is before I even knew you.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that at the end of the summer we can knock that project out.
Is that what I think you're saying?
Yes,
CC?
yeah.
Oh, that's going to be amazing.
CK.
CK.
CK,
Yes.
yeah.
And I'm not
So-
talking about the Calvin Klein cologne.
No,
This is something
no.
totally different.
This is something that I've had this for quite some time. We had it cast and we were supposed to shoot during COVID, and then SAG didn't allow us to do a lot of things, and there was a lot of different restrictions, and they just didn't want us to shoot it basically.
Divine timing, man.
It's just it's just the way it happened.
Yeah.
And now I've rewritten it once or twice, and we have a couple of things that we're going to do different. But I think that's our next one that we're going to actually film.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's the next one. Probably in the summer. And
I
then,
started reading the script and it's a powerhouse.
yeah, it's really I love it because I have the pieces. You know what I mean? So again, and we switch a couple of pieces
Yeah.
around, but we have that luxury
Yeah.
of just having a great group of talented people, and I think that's part of the success. Like I interviewed Alejandro earlier, Alejandro Montoya Marin,
Smart guy.
and he was fantastic, and he was speaking about his people and putting his things together, and he has one guy that he's again so was working with, and I just didn't know they were so tight. John Kaler, who's a fantastic actor, super funny, and
He was the
super
guy in the film we watched today. Yeah, he's funny.
And I saw did these guys really work together a lot?
Yeah.
So it seemed to me they had the same dynamic.
It's the chemistry.
Yeah. And again, let's do this, and then we'll do this, then we'll do that. But a lot of these, I guess, actors they do the same thing. They have a group of people that they work with.
Yeah. Well, like the Matt Damons, and you have all that they have this eclectic group of people, and they're always the same cast members, but it works. So why break something or why fix something that's not broken, rather?
Yeah. Yeah. You and I, we become friends, and I'm very happy about that. And not only are we become friends, we become production partners now. As my producer on this show, and I hope that you've enjoyed producing this show.
Oh yeah, man, I love it. I do. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't have offered. Believe me.
Yeah, it's. I know it's a lot of work, and I know that again, because you can have a podcast, like you said earlier, you can have a podcast and just again put a cell phone up or whatever, and it's a whole different ballgame.
That's okay. That's okay.
Right.
But if you want to have a real legitimate podcast, there's a lot of overhead. There's a lot of post-production involved. And if you wanted to read the masses, if you want to build your brand, if you want to build that authority, people need to see that it's a legitimate show. That's just the nature of the beast. It's perception is reality in this industry.
Yeah, I probably would have gone with the cell phone.
Yeah. I wish you could have. Hindsight, everything is 2020.
Yeah. But no, it's been an unbelievable experience. I did, I played with it a little bit with the idea of maybe taking it on the road for the summer, but it's going to make me miserable.
You should.
It's so much work.
You should.
It's so much work. So that's why I think I'm just going to take the next 2 months off. Summer, like I said, by the lake, and
he forgets that I have a mobile system, and if I con him into interviewing somebody, he'd be like, "All right, let's do it."
Yeah, but getting people there, and again, it's in the sticks, and literally bears and beavers and deer and all kinds of stuff. Oh my! And I'm looking forward to the time off. But again, I'll do a ton of writing, so it won't be completely just relaxing.
And it's such a great house to write to. I've always said that.
Yeah,
it's such a great vibe up there.
It is. And that's what I aim to do for the summer. I want to line up some talent for coming back, probably starting September, right? Because we have a couple things we have to do in August.
Yeah.
So I think I want to start doing talent.
Well, we got a lot of post and the finale of the film. Hopefully, you start showcasing that and premieres and stuff like that, festivals.
Yeah. Well, we're looking to premiere in August. With that's the last feature film that we just made is called Lords Valley, and it's currently in post production. We have a couple of scenes that we have to just shoot real quick, just to finish it in the can. We're gonna finish that. We're gonna wrap June 6th on that.
It's right around the corner, man. It's creeping up already.
It's so close.
It's June, right? We just mentioned this. It's gonna be August once we blink.
Yeah, and that's when we want to premiere. We want to premiere in August. So, again, we want to. I know it's fast for post, but we want to have most of the film done by July.
You know what's amazing? The things that have transpired within a year. In the interim of Flux, your relationship with Smodcastle, getting an office there, filming Lords Valley, future products and pieces that you're writing, and it's just amazing though. And I think it kind of upholds the ideology that you got to keep showing up, because that's when things start developing, and you'll realize the more work you put in, but you couple that with passion, these serendipitous moments just miraculously open up.
Yeah, but like you said, you have to do the work.
You do.
You have to do the work, and making Flux again. You were on that journey with us making Flux. It was an experience, and
it was.
To be honest, we didn't know what the hell we were doing. We didn't, but we knew we had the talent. We knew we had the equipment. We had a budget, right? And
we ate our shit sandwiches like we talked about in other episodes.
Yeah, we took such a beating on that. And again, I'll never do it again. But we had to do it to get that film in the can.
Yeah.
And as I told Guy, I said, this is what we're gonna do to put ourselves on the map.
Yeah.
And obviously a T-shirt that says Flux, and that was the name of the film, and it's streaming now.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that makes me happier than everything that happened after that, because it's almost like, okay, guys, I told you, I predicted this.
Yeah.
We're gonna bust our ass, like you said. We're gonna eat poo, and we're gonna roll.
But now I could press the remote, hit on Prime Video, and there's Flux. It's surreal, man. It is very gratifying.
What's cool is since I put on a TV and I'll see like Flux in the box, one of the boxes, and then right next to a major movie.
Yeah,
and I'm
exactly.
like, dude, I'm in the house, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I had Jack Ryan right next to it. I'm like, and it's like nothing. It's like, Flux, Jack Ryan,
Yeah, Jack Ryan. Yeah, same level.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But what I do sometimes also, I let the trailer play.
Sure.
And I once I start it, I never shut it off. I let the player.
You think I need one of those bulletproof vests?
Yeah, I let the trailer play, and I sit there and I go, yeah, right. That shit.
We
And then I
did
shut it.
that.
Yeah, we did that. And now we've completed a second film.
Yeah.
And again, we're doing it. And what I hope is that in the future, we get bigger budgets, and I hope you've seen some of the other stuff that I've written.
Yeah.
And I write different films. Like I'll write films like I have $10, and I'll write films like I have $100 million. And I'll just be all over the place with different levels of budgets.
Well, you mention that all the time. Film something that you can afford and give yourself the green light, man. You just really get it out there. Don't make any excuses. If you can't afford it, then try to lower the production, but still deliver a good product by getting good actors, by getting a good story. There's certain other elements that you cannot cut corners on.
No, I agree with that. And then when, again, you're gonna spend money here and then you spend a little money next time,
Yeah.
people will see you and then say, "Hey, that was a pretty good thing." Throw you a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's just you got to build that product. No, it's the days are over when you can sit there and be like, "Here, I have a script, a screenplay,
Yeah.
and I want a $5 million check or whatever."
Well, that's what Alejandro was saying to Alejandro,
Yeah,
by the way, he's an amazing director that we
yeah,
interviewed today. And he said, I love what he said
yeah.
about, well, no one's going to give you $1 million if you've done a movie that's $10,000 and it's shit.
Right.
So
Yeah,
it's all, man,
you got to build your resume like anything else.
it's very frustrating when people try to take shortcuts like that because it's all relative, and it's true. They're gonna smell bullshit a mile away. I'm like, guys, you had a budget here. You could have done better.
Yeah.
We have a joke that we say could have been great. It's good, but it could have been
It
great.
could have been great.
You don't want to be that one, okay?
Yeah. But you start out with, like I said, even if it's 5,000, if it's 500, whatever you can afford.
Yeah,
Now this new thing with verticals, people are making it for almost nothing. Again, start out with that,
yeah,
but build your product, build your talent level, build your own skill, whether it be
yeah,
with filmmaking or writing, scoring. There's so many things that you can constantly build on until you're somewhere.
yeah,
And again, you keep creating what you can afford. That's what I've been doing. And just like that, again, we have 2 feature films in the can and going on to something that's going to be actually bigger in the summer. Again, there's a lot of stuff that I can't talk about because of, NDAs, but you have to get on the map somehow. And for me, my formula is build and film things you can afford to.
yeah.
Stop waiting for that $1 billion check. It's not coming.
And don't attach success to an end result. You know what success should be is enjoying the process, releasing something that you're proud of. It's not your job to worry about whether they like it or not. Did you like it when you release it? Are you
Yeah.
happy with it?
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Let people fight over, let people badmouth it. You're always going to have haters. You're not going to please everybody, and that's okay because you know what? If they're not talking about you, whether it's good or bad, then that's when you know you did something that's not worth talking about, and
Yeah.
that's bad.
Yeah, and that's why I tell people also, and people again, you're never going to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
So if they're going to complain, oh, this was wrong, this is bad, this whatever. Okay, then since you go ahead and make a better film.
Yeah.
What's stopping you?
How was your film? Did you come across
Yeah,
that? Yeah, I didn't
yeah,
think so.
yeah. So yeah, I'm very happy with the progress we've made, and the opportunities that Flux opened up for us is incredible.
Yeah.
But we had to eat the shit for the first
Yeah.
time, and it was hard for me. It was very hard for me because that's not something I'm accustomed to.
Yeah.
But we did it, and it just opened a lot of doors in the contacts and the relationships that we've built now
Absolutely.
off the back of Flux.
The festivals, we won
Uh,
20 international laurels. A lot happened. Everything in the Milford Police, they lend us their cars. Like things always work out.
yeah, yeah, and we met talent.
Yeah, we did.
We met crew. We met filmmakers.
Attorneys.
We met attorneys. At
Incredible.
Sundance, and so just whatever you're gonna do, just keep making stuff that you can afford, and eventually your budgets
Yeah.
should get bigger.
And that
right?
you're passionate about. Those two is a recipe for success, without a doubt.
So we are about the point now where we're gonna cut off for the summer, and I do thank you for coming by
Wow, my pleasure, man.
and for taking this whole place again because I know I'm in Tampa and there's always power outages and storms and stuff because the storms here are biblical. So every once in a while, man, he has to fly in and retech me, and
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming in and then also sitting down with me and being my
Seguro
mid-season
que
guest.
sí, bro.
I appreciate that, brother.
Of course.
For everybody who doesn't know, for some reason, you never know. What are your handles?
It's very simple. Everything and anything that has to do with my world, whether it's photography, my podcasts, acting. And by the way, this is the cool thing, right? Everyone's been asking me, I've been getting messages. Where you been, man? You're not on social media. I haven't seen your posts because I'm too busy building other brands. Hello, this guy. And that's gratifying for me. So the point I'm trying to make is don't always feel pressure that you have to be, just showing up everywhere for everyone. Sometimes you have to take a hiatus and work on things that are important. Me, I really enjoy helping other brands, helping Jerry, helping, or Ron or people that I'm working with, other clients. But for me, I always put myself last. So there's going to be a time where I'm going to be like, okay, now it's time to focus on me. But if you want to find out about me, just go to mannycabo.com, and I'm updating a lot of that stuff. And the book that I had, which was a bestseller, Soul, You Gotta Breathe, which that'd be cool if you directed. But anyway, that's neither here or there. So yeah, I'd love to see you. Even if it's just to say hi, send me a message. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you think of the music. There's new music that's going to be coming out probably by the end of the year. So there's a lot of things in the works. Of course, combining forces once again with you and your masterful mind of writing. So I'm really looking forward to some more acting projects. Yeah, you like that, right?
I did. I like it quite a bit.
That's $1 million word.
It
is.
To your point, sometimes you have to pour into your own cup.
You do.
You just do.
You do, because you can't pour from an empty one. That's for sure.
And that's what we're going to close on. I can be reached at trophypoppy.com. No, we are Chateau Bow Wow. The movie is Flux. The new movie coming out in the summer is Lords Valley. Check us out at rumdogproductions.com. And we are Chateau Bow Wow, the dog house. And we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we appreciate you making us look so pretty.
And I appreciate you. We didn't sing.
Have a good night, guys, and we'll see you guys in the fall. Stay blessed.
Stay blessed.